realize that you are the playwright, the director, the producer, and the actor on the stage, all in one. And the aim of the exercise is to learn how to reconnect, to see those patterns, to remember. And instead of figuring that everything happened to you in this life,
that is
realizing that everything actually is happening for and through you. And that for and through you might take you through some difficulty and challenge. But we didn't come here to have an easy experience. I just went rock climbing yesterday with Adrian Grenier. Mm-hmm. And, it's not that easy, right? And he's like, it was pretty funny, man. He pulls over, he's like, okay, so they're going to test you, because it'd been a long time since I went rock climbing. I've never done it indoor either. I did it, on Idlewild, which is like El Capitan, but on the side. And I was watching helicopters like hovering when someone fell type thing. It was kind of scary. And I had ropes and all, but I'm like, what in the heck am I doing up here? Like 2,000 foot drop. If you fall 50 feet or you fall 2,000 feet, for some reason, 2,000 feet's a lot scarier than 50 feet. And the pressure of that is so much greater, right? Because you look down and you're like, oh my gosh, but you're still dead.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, it's not the fall that kills you. It's the sudden stop.
Yeah.
And so for me, I was like in this place yesterday. Yeah. If I fell, I could also die. It's probably 50 feet, 60 feet up, maybe more. It's a pretty high place. And, I was thinking to myself, like, how is this a metaphor for life? I would never choose, if I was a rock climber, to climb the hill behind my house. If that was my chosen profession, I would want to go for it. I'd be like, let me take on something like El Capitan. Why the hell not? Because there's something about it, and I was telling the story to the group of guys that were there yesterday, that in 2011, I went to Africa on safari, and we crossed this river on wet horses with no saddles on them. And the horses were soaking wet. We came out on the other side of the riverbank, and we'd already, braved the hippopotamus attacks. And this was an epic journey. Mm-hmm. And it was super dangerous. I think I almost died 5 times on this trip.
Wonderful.
And we came out and we ended up getting in between a herd of elephants and a baby by accident. High grass. If you don't know Africa, the elephants there destroy all the trees. So they like tear down the trees. And so there's fallen trees in the high grass. The horse can't see them. So you're like, it's a crapshoot, right? If you get chased by the elephants run as fast as horses. Hippopotamuses run as fast as horses. They have a top speed of 28 miles per hour. That's faster than you can run.
Wow, yeah.
Right? And yeah, when you're in the jungle, or when you're on the plains, or when you're going through the marshes, you literally are the food on top of the food. You're like the cherry on top of the food. And so we come out of the water, and my horse accidentally tripped over a fallen branch. We didn't know we'd separated the mother from the calf. And so our guide, they have giant elephant guns, right? But if you've got 30 elephants charging you,
yeah,
it's over.
Yeah.
It's totally over.
Yeah.
And these kind of accidents happen a lot. Like,
I just saw one of these on Instagram.
Holy cow, man.
Yeah, the elephant tipped over the bus and the lady died.
Yeah. It's crazy stuff. So we're on horseback, though. Wet horses with no stirrup, nothing, right? We're just holding on the manes, and they're wet mane. And so my horse tripped and hit this thing. And then we realized we saw the other calf, and the mother, it's a matriarchal thing, starts trumpeting. And the ears go out, and it was full charge. They were probably 20 feet behind us.
Wow.
At top speed. And of course, at that point, the horse doesn't wait for you to say, giddy up, right?
The
horse is like, I don't really care. At this stage, right, if you're on my back or not, like, I'm going,
right.
I'll ask questions later.
So what were you holding on for?
Holding on for dear life. Holding on for dear life. And literally, these elephants are right behind us, full stampede. And it probably went on for about 150 to 200 meters, like a full 2 football fields, I would say. And then we finally got onto the road and dry ground, and the elephants finally just said, "Okay, we've scared them off. There's no more danger to the calf," type of thing. But man, oh man, at the end of I felt so alive.
I was gonna say you must have felt like
I almost died, but I felt so alive.
Yeah.
How epic is that? Like, holy cow! And then we got chased by a hippopotamus once on a Makuro, one of these boats that like a little canoe. type thing. I was like, I felt so alive. You know, it's kind of funny that we would pay money to go to almost risk our lives, but yet we do these types of things every day. Right? Maybe not to the degree that I just said, but the reality of it is that you and I both, we would probably not choose an easy path. I don't even remember. I went to my high school Hall of Fame thing. They put me in their Hall of Fame in 2015. And while I was there, I met all my old teachers and everything. They had every one of my teachers there. They gave speeches about me and everything. It was this big black tie event with like 1,000 people at it. It was a kind of a big deal for the school. And the easy teachers, I couldn't even remember their names. I couldn't remember their names. It was the hard teachers I remembered. Mm-hmm. So I've come to the conclusion, we're not here for those experiences that are supposed to be simple and easy. We're here for the bigger challenges, and we have sort of spaces in between those challenges so that we could kind of recuperate and reflect on what we learned. And now I've realized, okay, it's not teachers anymore. It's the experiences that are the teachers to me.
That's absolutely right.
And now I look at it and I used to think, oh gosh, that was the worst thing that ever happened to me. But time has this way, and I'll be 55 in 2 weeks. And time has this way of helping you see things with different perspective. You know, like when I was 15 years old, my parents were stupid. By the time I was 22, I was amazed. As soon as I had to start paying taxes and get my own job and everything, I was amazed at how smart my parents were. They'd gotten so many more IQ points in the last 7 years. And then by the time I was 30 years old, they were genius. This is also the same thing. I went from black and white to shades of gray to, and this is just the maturation process. I start seeing Technicolor, then mushroom color, right? Mushroom color is a whole different spectrum of color as well. So all of these experiences are here to teach us to remember who we are.
So,
and why we chose what we chose. That's the question to ask. Not why did something happen to me? Why did I choose this?